You've seen the movies. The stoic samurai kneeling in the courtyard, ready to commit seppuku, to take responsibility. Western culture loves this romanticized idea of Bushido, the way of the warrior. But let me tell you a secret. It's mostly a beautiful myth. Historically, samurai were not pure, selfless warriors. They were deeply cunning political survivors. To understand this, let's look at one of the most famous seppuku in Japanese history, the Siege of Takamatsu Castle in 1582. The castle lord, Shimizu, was trapped. The enemy had flooded the castle, leaving him with no escape. The enemy offered a simple deal. If you take your own life, I will spare your soldiers. Shimizu accepted. He rowed out on a small boat in full view of both armies, performed a final dance, and cut his own belly. Noble? Selfless? Not quite. It was a cold-blooded, highly calculated transaction. By dying, he achieved three things. First, he gave the enemy a clear victory. Second, he saved the lives of his soldiers. But most importantly, he proved to his own lords that he didn't betray them. Why does that matter? Because in feudal Japan, samurai often left their family members with their lords as hostages. By dying honorably, he guaranteed the safety of his family and ensured his descendants would be protected. He didn't die for a pure aesthetic of honor. He traded his life for the long-term survival of his bloodline. It was a masterclass in extreme pragmatism. This calculating survival instinct is the true essence of the samurai. The romanticized Bushido we know today was constructed much later, during peaceful eras, and conveniently weaponized by the ruling class. During World War II, the government twisted this manufactured noble sacrifice to convince young men to die for the state. They turned a pragmatic survival strategy into a death cult. The real samurai were terrifyingly pragmatic. When Jesuit missionaries arrived in Japan in the 16th century, they didn't write home about noble knights. They wrote about people who were deeply cunning. They noted that a Japanese warrior would smile politely and shake your hand, all while keeping a hand on his dagger, ready to strike the moment you let your guard down. Fast forward to the 20th century. Phil Knight, the legendary founder of Nike, experienced this exact duality. When dealing with his early Japanese business partners, he discovered they were secretly plotting to ruin his company. He wrote of the chilling realization, all the negotiations, all the promises, all the handshakes. They were all big lies. The Japanese concept of honor is deeply complex. It isn't always about being perfectly transparent or purely noble in the Western sense. It's about fulfilling obligations, protecting the group, and ensuring survival by any means necessary. The politeness, the deep bows, and the smiles are entirely real, but they are also a shield. Behind the beautiful concept of Bushido, there has always been a sharp, hidden blade of pragmatism.